Peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. Y'all, I'm so, I've been feeling the need to share, share because I recognize that there was a desire for me to take on energy that wasn't mine. And the energy that wasn't mine was basically telling me that I didn't need to share, that the messages that I was getting weren't necessarily for everybody. And I kind of push myself. A lot of the times I do this, y'all, and the reason is because sometimes we don't want to be in like a space of like gratitude for the things that we ask for, because we don't recognize what we're asking for will cost us, right? And things like that make us feel like things have a cost, like you have to sacrifice. And what we don't understand is everything doesn't get to go. Sometimes you go into seasons where, or you come out of seasons, right, where you recognize that yeah, you're not getting heavier, the bags is getting a little bit lighter. You know, you dropped something off in this season, you regulated something. Now there's like a different traction that you meet, you know what I mean? And it's just getting over like the foggy spaces sometimes that are no longer foggy because you have clarity, right? For me, this year taught me that no matter what you come in with, and no matter which way you come into a circumstance, into a space in your life, that you have an opportunity to like grow from it. We don't always know that we get to take lessons out of the things that may have hurt us, the things that may have made us like become better, try to be better, try to process and do things differently. But we do get to take a lesson from it. It's when we don't, I feel like we have layers of grief, and it's like something that just makes us be seated in things. And we don't have to be that. We don't have to, we could be free and living and experiencing even things that we don't want to experience. Sometimes, y'all, they bring us certain rates within ourselves that just like it enlightens us in a way, you know. I play food for the Most High, and it's the most beautiful thing that I've done because, one, y'all, it taught me that faith is a real thing that's meant to be in walking with, you know. It taught me that my faith will speak back to me. It taught me that regardless of what you feel like you may have come up against, that there's always going to be some form and some rate of protection and carrying with you, as long as you are put in a place within yourself that matters. That's like, if you've been brought up in this space, right? Because I want to give clarity, where you've been taught that there's been some mistake with you. You've been in situations to where, you know, you felt tarnished and you felt harmed in a way to where you couldn't show up and participate at life's rate of experience that was coming and meeting you on a daily and regular basis. But because you had been inflicted with so much trauma, you didn't know how you were showing up. And then you get to this rate within yourself where you say, okay, hey, this year is going to be different for me. I'm going to make these decisions, y'all. Sometimes it'd be as simple as a little prayer. It'd be like, God, take all the things that is not in alignment with me at this time. I ask that there be a removal of things that are no longer benefiting me at my highest and greatest good. Most High, allow me to be at a rate within myself where I'm able to start to actually nurture the spaces that are desire to frequent. I'm able to actually be able to pour into the garden that I wish to bloom. I'm able to see the seeds upon germination. Spirit, I want to be able to be at a space where my focus doesn't take on attack because of the company that I keep. It be simple prayers, y'all, that be so intentional, and you dedicate that space. And because you start speaking to yourself, things start to fall apart. And we get to this rate where we like, oh my goodness, well, I didn't know, Spirit, that it was going to cost me this. I didn't know it was going to cost me this. And it's like there's just this new way of experiencing life because you chose and you prayed and you poured and you meditated and you you continue to center yourself. You continue to release. It's like sometimes, y'all, we want the healing to happen overnight. I learned that sometimes it was just learning about the way to heal. And then when you're ready to input the healing, like it's going to be there. My baby, she's such a sweet, gentle spirit. But she said, Mommy, she's a couple months ago, she came to me. She said, Mommy, you falling down, you know, and you just going to have to like follow your steps, and you're going to have to get your way back to where you need to be at. And when she said it to me, y'all, I felt so crushed because it's like, God, I'm doing my best. You know, I'm doing my best, but it's like Spirit gave you something so special within your being. And when you learn that you got something special, Spirit gonna, I like to say test, because I want you to understand the context that I'm speaking in, but it's not a test. Spirit gonna give you the opportunity to stand in your truth, right? About how you are with who it is that you are. Like, have you accepted the love that I have for you? And in the midst, y'all, of me being able to be at this rate with the Most High, and seeing people feel like I don't have the right to be at this rate, and experiencing the people that I wanted to be on the side of, oh, it's been done with me, experiencing the table that had been laid out, y'all, and to see the people that are sitting in opposition to me, and me thinking about the prayers that have been prayed over me, and understanding that the table that has been, and these people is the ones that's looking back at me. These is the ones, Spirit, and having to, y'all, be at this rate where you understand that even though it may have been family, friends, lovers, right, and people who you wanted to sit upon a pedestal that you thought would be the ones, it's actually going to be the alignment of your faith that you've been keeping, and the walk that you've been walking, and the way you've been talking over yourself, and how you've been consistent with it, and the things that I'm going to send into you in this new season is going to be necessary at the rate that you have become of. And y'all, when you get to that understanding, you have to also get to a breath with, a not moving away from. I get to be present in however it is that I'm feeling. I get to take my steps because I know, you know what I mean? Sometimes things just come into your vortex, y'all, just so you get to see, oh, this is the way. And it might not sit with you right then and there, y'all, but it'll give you the opportunity to find your way back to it. And when you find your way back to it, you'll recognize it don't even take that long to get back. And the reason why it don't take that long to get back, y'all, is because it be a conviction that done already, it's a chain that done already been linked, right? You just didn't want to acknowledge it, right? You just wanted it to not be as heavy and as tethered as it was. You wanted to think that the illusion that you was trying to paint in the midst of you not wanting to let go of the things that you know have already come to an end, right? In this season, you wanted to think that you had the right to be able to just bypass yourself in order to get somewhere else so you could deal with you, y'all. Each time you come back to yourself and you give yourself the opportunity to show up and be in participation of the change that's been made, of the ways that things are looking for you, of how much you've grown, and you be in a rate with yourself to recognize all the tools that you've received, right? You recognize how quickly things will just start to fall in place just because you've chosen and you've decided to move forward, right? In this new rate, don't force yourself to be anywhere but where you're at. And don't feel shamed about being where you at, because somebody else might be in the same spot and they may not know that all it took was just them just being able to say, I get to have another opportunity at whatever it is that I've always been working towards. I get to see and look at this thing in a different way. I get to understand that even though I felt like I was being tested again, it wasn't a test, Spirit. It was actually me having the opportunity to show me how much I've learned. And this is now the final stretch in me making the walk through the threshold of what I've already been opened up to. Okay? I hope this helps. I hope me being vulnerable helps somebody at where they're at.